Hello guys. From last few lectures, we started talking about motion and rest. In the first lecture, we talked about what is meant by rest and what is meant by motion. In the second lecture, we talked about what is meant by distance and displacement. In the third lecture, we started talking about the velocity. In that, we have divided the velocities into two different types. First was average velocity and second was instantaneous velocity. Same for the speed. Average velocity and average speed and instantaneous speed. Now we are talking about the parameters of the motion. Whenever you say an object is moving, first question comes over from where, which talks about position. Then to where, which talks about change in position. Third question comes, how fast? There comes the velocity and speed and their parameters. Now we are going to talk about the last parameter in the row called as acceleration. How rapidly your object is moving, that is given by speed or velocity. But how the rapidity is changing is given by acceleration. What do you mean by acceleration? It is the change of rapidity. That means rate of change of velocity with respect to time is called as acceleration. It is denoted by A. A is equal to final velocity minus initial velocity divided by t. V minus u divided by t. Final velocity minus initial velocity divided by 2. Now we can say that if this time instance will say v minus u is basically, this is a time interval, not time instance. So which is nothing but the difference between the t2 and t1. At time instance t2, the object has velocity v. At time instance t1, the object has velocity u. Now, if we shrink the distance between them about to 0, first of all, this can be written as delta v upon delta t, change in velocity divided by change in time. Now, if this change in time we shrink to 0, near to 0, then it can be written as A is equal to limit delta t tends to 0, delta v upon delta t can be written as dv by dt. Means acceleration is equal to rate of change of velocity with respect to time. This is the formula for acceleration. This is also the formula for acceleration. We can use both formulas. This is the formula for acceleration. Acceleration has unit meter per second square. I always tell my students meter per second square means meter per second per second. Meter per second is a unit of velocity. So velocity per second. That means we are talking about change in velocity per second. Rate of change of velocity per unit time. So which is nothing but acceleration, meter per second square. What does it practically mean? Consider an object is traveling in this direction. Initially, that means at t is equal to 0, that particle is here and it was at rest. So v also is equal to 0, velocity also equal to 0. This is the first second mark, this is the second mark, this is the third second. Now if at this point, if I give the acceleration of 2 meter per second square to the object, then initially the speed was 0, but after 1 second the speed will be 2 meter per second square. The speed will be equal to 2 meter per second. After 2 seconds the speed will be 4 meter per second. And after 3 seconds the speed will be 6 meter per second. If you observe closely, in every second the speed is increasing by 2 meter per second. Rate of change of speed. This is acceleration. Acceleration has two types. First is called as positive acceleration and second is called as negative acceleration. In the case of displacement and velocity, whatever the direction of velocity, the displacement is the same direction, or vice versa. Whatever be the direction of displacement, the velocity is always in that direction. But in the case of acceleration, we are talking about rate of change of velocity. Rate of change of velocity, that change can be increasing in the direction or decreasing in the direction. That means whenever you are riding the bicycle, whenever you are riding a bike, then you have accelerator in your hand. When you start increasing it, the velocity continuously starts increasing. On the contrary, whenever you apply the brakes, the velocity continuously starts decreasing. Both are giving acceleration. The accelerator also gives the acceleration and the brakes also give the acceleration. Whatever the acceleration given by the accelerator, which is increasing the velocity, is called as positive acceleration. Whatever the acceleration is given by brakes is actually decreasing the velocity, called as negative acceleration. If the initial velocity is greater than final velocity, then it is called as negative acceleration. If initial velocity is less than final velocity, then it is called as positive acceleration. The negative acceleration has two different names. This is also called as retardation. It is also called as retardation, or it is also called as deceleration. Or negative acceleration. All these three things are same, which are responsible for decreasing the final velocity. And the positive acceleration is responsible for increasing the final velocity. Kindly remember, there are two different accelerations. In the case of velocity and displacement, it is compulsory that whichever be the direction of displacement, velocity is in the same direction, or whichever be the direction of velocity, displacement is in the same direction. But acceleration is not necessary. Acceleration can be in the direction of velocity or in the opposite direction of velocity. If the acceleration is in the direction of velocity, it is called as positive acceleration. In the direction of velocity. In the direction of velocity. And if the direction of acceleration is in the opposite direction of velocity, then it is called as opposite to velocity, then it is called as negative acceleration or retardation or deceleration. Famous example for them is accelerator is a positive gives the positive acceleration, and the brakes give the negative acceleration or retardation or deceleration. There are many interesting examples depending upon the relationship between displacement, acceleration, velocity and their time period. We are going to talk about many such examples in next few lectures. If you don't understand completely the concept through the lecture, through the theory, go for the numericals. From the numericals, the many concepts will be cleared which are not cleared still yet from the lectures or from the theory. Thank you.